Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Michael.
I'm Noah.
And we are the Knights of Entertainment, a podcast covering your favorite and unknown movies, games, comic books, anime, and more weekly. We appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy the show. This is what we are covering tonight. We are going over another Robin Williams movie, World's Greatest Dad. But before we do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can enjoy the show on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, Odyssey, and more. We also have membership tiers on those platforms if you'd like to support the channel, or you can check out buymeacoffee.com/KOE podcast.
All right.
Alrighty, so we did one Robin Williams movie last week, which was an irreverent comedy. This week we're doing kind of a darker comedy. World's Greatest Dad. It's one of the last movies that he was... not the last movie he was in, but within the last 5 years, I think, of his life.
Oh, wow.
So it's a darker, a little bit darker than the other.
I guess in my head, I pictured it was like one of those earlier ones, like 80s movies.
No. This is much, much later.
Okay, so he's older Robin Williams.
Yes. So we have a character named Lance Clayton, played by Robin Williams. He's an inspiring writer, and he has never gotten any of his works published, so he settles for working as a poetry teacher at the high school that his son Kyle, played by Darlie Sabara, attends. One morning, Lance walks into his room to find him masturbating and practicing autoerotic asphyxiation.
His son or himself?
His son.
That sentence didn't fit to my head.
Yeah.
So what the hell are you doing? That fucking rope is too tight.
Well, that's
You need a silk one. You got all this information to him.
Well, in the movie, he walks and he's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Rob will be like, no.
He thinks he's dead at first.
Oh.
So he runs in. He's like, "Oh." Runs in, and the kid, "What the fuck are you doing, Dad?"
Jesus Christ. People be freaking.
Lance thinks he's dead, but Kyle just tells him that he's fine and to leave the room because he says he's a fucking idiot. It's like, okay. On the car ride to school, Lance unsuccessfully tries to bond with Kyle, who repeatedly calls him and the music Lance likes, and I'll bleep this out so that way we don't get banned on YouTube, a fag.
Huh.
While walking through the school, Lance bumps into a fellow teacher, Claire, played by Alexi Gilmore, whom he is dating. In the hallway at school, Kyle shows his friend Andrew, played by Evan Martin, some European porn, but Andrew finds it disgusting, as an attractive girl, Jennifer, played by Ellie Jameson, walks by.
I'm confused. What's the European part for?
If I remember right, it was somebody shitting on somebody else.
Why is that European of all things? Why is that specified as European?
It's basically building up that Kyle is a freak. He's in high school, but he's into some weird shit.
I'm a freak, and I wouldn't watch people taking dumps on each other.
Yeah, and he says that his friend's gay for not liking it.
So I'm like,
Well, he uses the F word, but
what do you mean I'm homosexual for not liking people taking dumps?
he's like, I would do it.
Damn it, he's already gone on the deep end.
Yeah, he's already got auto asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Bro.
You know, when you said that, it reminded me of a skit on Robot Chicken where Marty McFly, he was Back to the Future.
Yeah.
He asked Doc how he got that bump on his head. He's like, oh, I fell. And then it cuts to the professor hanging off of the toilet. Like, he's on the toilet lid, standing on it. He's got a noose around his neck. He jumps off and he starts jacking it hard as hell. And the rope breaks and he hits his head on the side of the fucking toilet.
Oh, that's bad. Kyle makes a sexual remark to this girl, which causes him to get into a fight.
What do you say? You like Dookie?
No, he says that pussy ain't gonna eat itself.
He's not wrong.
But just a random girl.
Yeah, don't do it to a random person.
Yeah. He gets into a fight with another boy nearby. They all get caught into the principal's office, where the principal, played by Jeff Pearson.
What was the guy yelling? Your pussy can't eat itself. They got into a fist fight.
Yeah. Because he walks up behind him like, the fuck did you just say to her? So I think they're dating.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah. And he gets his ass kicked.
The other guy or
No,
Robin Williams' dad or son?
Yeah, yeah. Like, he gets knocked to the ground and he
He
starts
probably
hitting him.
deserves a bit of an ass whoop. He probably likes that shit too.
He probably does. It's like, I'm surprised he's like, get off me, I'm fucking hard.
Yeah, probably. Like, fuck, the minute his fist touched his face, he's like, you got a chub.
The principal advises Lance to take Kyle. He thinks that he should transfer to a special needs school because he's like,
Wait, does that fall under my philosophy of don't ill someone's yum?
yeah.
They like taking shits, so I guess that's their business. I shouldn't condemn it because it's not wrong technically,
But
it's still not
still a kid.
It's not my thing.
Yeah, but it's as a kid, so
Well,
it's a little bit different.
a
little bit.
He shit. What is he shitting on fellow kids?
He wants to.
Yeah, that's their business, I guess. I just mind my own. I'll just be the guy.
Well, the principal, he thinks that Kyle needs to go to a special needs school.
Who's the principal?
Principal is played by Jeff Pearson.
Jeff Pearson. Jeff Pearson. Why does that name sound familiar?
I think he's been in some other big movies.
He sounds so familiar, and it's gonna aggravate me the whole episode.
It will. Hang on then.
Go ahead. No, don't worry.
But yeah,
I know why Jeff Peterson
Jeff Peterson.
is. Is that his name? It's the sidekick for Craig Ferguson on the Late Late Show. Craig Ferguson.
Joffrey. That wasn't the character's name.
I thought it was Jeff. They gave him the most generic name they could find.
Yeah.
I think
his full name is Geoff.
yeah, Jeff.
Joffrey. Where they change it, the pronunciation.
I don't remember. They always said Jeff, I think. Now I'm confused. But it wasn't the actor, no.
Yeah.
He just reminded me of like one of my favorite. It's funny, that's my favorite late night show. I can't remember his name. Jeff Peterson. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, he thinks that Kyle needs to go to a special needs school because he can't do shit. And he thinks that he's acting out like this because he's mentally deficient. Then we have Lance. He finds out that Mike, played by Henry Simmons, one of his colleagues, has published an article on a famous magazine. Lance tries to look happy for him, but can't help but feel a bit jealous.
Congratulations, you son of a bitch.
As he notices Claire has taken an interest now in Mike. The
No,
woman that he's dating.
No, baby, don't be like that. I might be like, go ahead, girl. If you don't like me, you don't need me, then I'll find someone else.
And of course, it's one of those kind of things where it's like, it was his first time even sending anything into this newspaper, and it gets published the first time.
Man,
And this guy, Lance, he's trying to be a writer.
for like 55 years and you can't get a damn thing.
Basically, yes.
Ain't that the story of our lives?
When Lance gets home,
Some people are Goku, some people are Vegeta. Some people are instantly successful, other people are crying. I don't want to be a Super Saiyan anymore. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't care anymore.
that reminds me of, what was it, that little stretch where Goku made Gohan stay a Super Saiyan for like a year?
The hyperbolic time chamber?
No, outside of it. Like where they just had to stay constantly in their Super Saiyan forms.
You're a bad
Where
father, Goku.
Where it became like second nature for him, I think, where they would eat Super Saiyans. They would probably shit.
That shit must blow out their ass. Boom.
So when Lance gets home, he finds Kyle's friend Andrew on the computer and asks Kyle to send him home because he's grounded at this point for getting into the fight.
Yeah.
Kyle says he can't stay because Kyle says that he can't send Andrew home because Andrew's mom is an alcoholic.
What's that got to do? Wait, what's that got to do with them?
Because he doesn't want to send him home because his mom is an alcoholic. Lance decides to let him stay. And Lance calls Claire while getting ready to go to her house for dinner.
Claire!
Like they had planned. But Claire cancels on him.
Damn, girl, you're already leaving him that quick?
I know. Lance spots Claire and Mike having a couple of laughs at the school parking lot, so Lance asks Claire if she likes Mike. Because he says that we've never said we can't date anybody else, but you know what's going on. She gets pissed and she storms off angry, but later makes it up with Lance. Later that night, Claire cancels yet another date, so Lance settles with smoking pot for the night.
Been jerking off in the closet, probably.
No, sitting out on the porch, on the back porch, smoking weed.
Well, damn. Come on, Lance. Be a man.
With his neighbor, an old lady that's right there beside him, where she's like, I can't breathe. And
I'd be like, go inside then. What?
he's like, he's nice to her. He's like, well, I can give you some if you want some. You're like, you want some too? She's like, no, I can't. I gotta. She like puts the inhaler up to her face.
Asthma.
She's like, now if you break them in some brownies, I wouldn't say no to that.
I guess Granny gets down.
And they kind of talked or whatever, like over the balcony where they were talking about zombie movies,
Huh. That's,
like Night of the Living Dead.
that's an odd choice. Okay.
Yeah. The next day, while Lance and Kyle are at the mall, they also spot Claire and Mike again, going up the escalator together.
Damn it, Claire.
Yeah. Kyle ditches Lance
Oh, don't be like that,
mall.
son, please.
and decides to go home with Andrew, his friend, to plug in the new computer screen Lance just bought him at the mall, because Kyle convinced his father and guilted him into buying a new computer monitor at the mall. That night, Lance, Kyle, and Claire go out to a fancy restaurant for dinner. While they are eating, Kyle secretly takes pictures of Claire's underwear with his cell phone from under the table.
Okay, now he's taking it too far.
He's a weird little motherfucker.
But now he's like crossing a line. Like, first of all, he's harassing a young girl
Yeah.
at a school. Now he's red flags everywhere.
Yeah. So after dinner, Lance drops Kyle off first and then drops off Claire, but refuses her offer to have sex because he wants to hurry up and get home.
Who, Kyle?
The dad, Lance.
Oh.
When Lance gets back home, he discovers that Kyle has died as a result of practicing autoerotic asphyxiation.
What the fuck?
Yes. And he also finds pictures of Claire on his
He
son's
just
phone.
jerking it to Claire.
Yes.
He killed him, huh?
And he posted it on the computer and stuff.
She
so he
must
could-
be that great.
Yeah. And you have, as soon as he sees his son dying, he automatically breaks down. Because that's before seeing the pictures and stuff. He's like, it just kills him. Like, you can tell that they tried to portray it as like a truly heartbreaking moment for him.
Yeah, it's his son.
Yeah.
You know, his son's a fucking freak.
Yeah, I would agree with that. To save Kyle and himself embarrassment, Lance buttoned up Kyle's pants, puts them back on him, and hangs his body from the closet and writes a fake suicide letter in order to fake Kyle's suicide.
Oh no, don't do that.
Yeah. So he set it up as his son committed suicide
Yeah.
and not auto asphyxiation. I mean, if you were going to choose one of the two, I think I would choose the suicide part. Again, if you need help, call the suicide hotline. But
Oh man.
yeah. You also don't need to be playing with auto asphyxiation because it's basically trying to.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
I heard Danny Carradine used to do that all the time, or David Carradine.
Once Lance returns to school after a couple of weeks or whatever time intermission,
Yeah,
they
between
skip,
the morning period.
well, whatever time jump that they had.
Yeah.
Because they jumped from whatever day that happened to like a couple of weeks.
All the stuff,
or-
like pretty much like the funeral.
Yep, they
the,
passed over all that.
all the grieving.
Yep, they passed over all that.
That's an interesting choice
Yeah.
because we know how it's going to be. So might as well move forward.
Right, instead of having that
The
same thing.
whole sequel, a montage. Yeah.
Which is what most movies do, but this skips over it at least. It's like a weird choice, but
I'd
it
have
also
to
makes
see
sense.
it. I'd have to see it in person to see if it works or not.
It does.
Okay.
I guarantee you it does. Because I think everybody kind of knows how everything would work out anyway. So you
Yeah.
don't have to put that in. And it's kind of one of those things that eats up time in a movie that you don't really need. Because it's like, yeah, he's going to have a funeral. The only thing that it shows regarding somewhat of that is after he writes the note, he prints off the suicide note and all that
He
stuff.
prints it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? He took the time to
To
assume
sit
that,
there and type it out.
that his
yes.
son would print out the. Okay.
Yes, he did that. Put it in his shirt pocket, and then you see the only thing after that is the ambulance coming to take the body.
Jesus
But
Christ.
there's no like funeral montage or
Yeah.
anything in it. So once he returns to school, he bumps into Kyle's friend Andrew in the hallway. Andrew tells Lance that Kyle didn't seem sad enough to commit suicide, but Lance just blows him off by saying Kyle was a complicated guy.
That was court and death.
Yeah. Because his friend doesn't understand how he didn't realize it,
Yeah.
basically. Which I guess if that like really happened to somebody that their friend does that, you would kind of think, damn, I didn't even know.
I never knew.
So one day, feeling sad, Kyle calls Claire looking for someone to talk to, but Claire is at one of Mike's basketball games and blows him off.
Oh, Claire.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Lance bakes some weed brownies and takes them to the old lady's house next door. Not to fuck her.
He's getting laid some one way or another.
No, I think he was just wanting to talk to somebody.
Yeah, I understand.
She doesn't want to let him in at first because she's like, I don't let people into my house. Like, it's just barely holding open the door. It turns out because she's a hoarder. So she's got like stacks of paper and stuff. And she's like, I know it's a fire hazard and everything. I just can't for some reason get rid of it all.
I never really understood hoarders.
It's more of a mental thing, I think.
It's funny because like I understand that at one point at the same time, like I have like a pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, I kind of need this stuff, and then like I need to get rid of all this shit.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
you
like,
go back and forth.
Like then you'll have like I'll let stuff pile up, and then I just throw it all away. I'm like a semi hoarder.
See, I keep most things, but I just organize it very, very well
Oh,
and keep it like stored.
my room looks like a landfill. I don't know if that's true about geniuses or messy, but damn.
So, sharing an interest in zombie movies, the neighbor invites Lance in to watch a zombie marathon on TV. Lance accepts gladly. When Kyle's suicide notes, or better yet, Lance's, is published in the school newspaper,
No.
all attention turns towards Lance as Claire pays more attention to him and more students switch from Mike's class to Lance's.
I call that a win. A win is a win.
Because this guy Mike, he also teaches literary class.
A win is a win.
And before Kyle passed away, the principal also told Lance that the next semester there's only going to be one English class, one elective English class.
So it's a
So he
duel,
was just depressed anyway.
a duel to the death then.
Yeah. As students inquire more and more about Kyle and his interests, Lance starts making things up.
Calling his interest. He liked people shitting into their mouth.
Yeah.
He's choking himself to climax.
Yep.
Taking unsolicited pictures from women, which is highly. I draw the line on all of them.
Yeah. He even starts writing a journal, pretending Kyle wrote it. The kids at school start wearing t-shirts with Kyle's picture on them, actually pretending that they liked Kyle when they didn't.
They
The entire time
didn't even know who he was.
Well, no, they knew who he was and called him the freak.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They didn't know everything that he thought about, but they like he's just a creep. He's a weirdo.
just walking around showing people nude pictures of people.
No, just his friend.
Oh, just his friend.
Yeah, that's why his friend's like, I didn't know.
I knew he was a freak, but god dang.
Andrew, which is Kyle's friend, talks to Lance about saying the suicide note. It didn't seem like something Kyle would write. But once again, Lance blows him off by saying Kyle was smart and a complex individual. Lance talks to the grief counselor, but he assures Lance that Kyle's suicide note has touched a lot of students, causing them to reach out.
Oh god.
He assures Lance...
His lie is getting too big.
Yeah. He assures Lance that Kyle may not have died in vain. That weekend, Lance writes the rest of Kyle's journal, which he then gives to the grief counselor, telling him to take a look at it and see if he could publish it for any value to the other students. Claire also takes a look at it, and they try to pick out a name for it. Called you didn't know me or something like that. Like, oh my god, she finds the most cringeworthy title for it there ever could be.
They're gonna publish his suicide now?
His journal.
Oh, his journal.
Yeah. They published a suicide note in the school paper.
Okay. Just trying, like my brain is just. You've been hitting me with random stuff the last couple of weeks. And there's C and there's, I'm like, then I read that article about the 13 age consent in Japan. Now it's 16. I'm a real. I can't get hard anymore. That's what I'm saying.
They published the journal, which is then handed out to every kid in the school. Lance grows all the more popular, but it seems as if Mike is starting to get suspicious. Lance cancels on his neighbor by saying he has an emergency, even though he is playing golf with Mike and Principal Anderson. There, Principal Anderson tells Lance,
Mr. Anderson,
that he's going to rename the school library after Kyle.
Oh no.
Even though he had once suggested Kyle be put in a special needs school. So we completely flipped on that one. Lance gets invited to go on a talk show. But as he is getting ready to leave, Andrew visits him again and tells him how the journal doesn't sound like anything Kyle would write. He said there's no felching, there's no fisting, there's no...
He said all those? Oh God.
He's like, Kyle used to talk about that kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Like his friend knew what he liked.
Friend knew, yeah.
Lance gets a bit worked up and tells him to just let it go. And no wonder his mother drinks, causing Andrew to storm off.
Everyone's always storming off.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that in person.
It's funny. After the show, the talk show, Lance gets a call from somebody saying that the journal has caught the attention of several publishers and that they want to publish the book like nationwide type thing.
Yeah.
So the next day at the library dedication,
Did he go on Oprah and Oprah catches him?
No.
Like she caught that one writer?
No.
That made up a bunch. And she fucking tore into his asshole. I'll never forget that.
I think that's what they were trying to make fun of though on this by acting like she didn't catch it.
Because that writer had lied about a bunch of stuff that he said was nonfiction.
Yeah.
And when she caught him on the man, she tore into him. I was like, man, why did you go back a second visit?
So the next day, at the library dedication, fueled by the guilt of exploiting his son's death for his own benefit, and the hatred towards those who are pretending to have liked Kyle when in real life they didn't, Lance tells everyone the truth behind Kyle's death.
Oh, boy.
He's like, yeah, he died jerking it.
Only in a movie would it accumulate to such a pitch that it would be in that situation.
Yeah,
On live TV or in front of a bunch of people.
at the school.
That's why movies are so magical.
Revealing that he was the one who wrote the suicide note and the journal. Lance walks through the crowd, full of looks of indignation, now that everyone knows that he is living a lie. And immediately after,
In my head, right, he's walking through the crowd, right? People are like, boo,
they just
boo, and then he stops, right, and looks over at Claire, and they meet eye to eye. She does one of those scoffs, like, and then he keeps walking.
well, no, what she does, she's the first one to walk up to him after he says it and slaps the shit out of him.
Damn.
Yeah. So after that, feeling liberated, he runs to the school pool and dives in naked.
Do you see any Robin Williams penis? Huh? Now I gotta check this movie out. See what fool Robin Williams packing.
But apparently he was a diver in high school, so now that he's liberated from lies, he just jumps off the diving board. Because it's like a...
So he jumps and he's a dick just fucking swinging.
It's only through the water. That's all you see.
Damn. That's why more men don't go nude in movies.
No.
Just let that shit hang out.
Lance is now disliked by everyone except for his
No shit.
except for his neighbor that takes pot brownies from him, and Andrew, his son's friend,
Andrew still likes him?
who advises him to keep writing because the writing helped multiple people. The movie ends with Lance, his neighbor, and Andrew watching a zombie movie.
Oh, that's sweet. Kinda.
While Andrew goes to go get one of the brownies because he doesn't know they're pot brownies.
So it is a dark comedy.
Yeah, it is a dark comedy. It's one of those movies I think a lot of people overlooked from Robin Williams, but
then he ended up, doing his own thing,
Yeah.
which is crazy for it to be a movie, one of his last movies.
yeah. Actually, I can actually look it up to see when it was made. But yeah,
I'm gonna guess 2011. I have no idea.
2009.
Close enough.
And Robin Williams passed away when?
I don't know.
Because I may be thinking that.
Sometimes they have movies on the back burner that don't come out till well after they've died.
Yeah, he passed away in 2014. So 5 years within that 5-year period. So
I wonder if he thought about that movie a lot during the end.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, to me, it's kind of like with like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. Every song that they had was about mental health and like there was a bunch of songs that he had like crawling, where it's like crawling in my own skin.
Huh.
Like,
Man, life is complicated.
but that's what I'm saying. Like him doing a film like that kind of shows the mental state that I think he probably really was in.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why he was able to play the character so well in that film. Because he's kind of drawing probably from his own emotions a little bit.
Yeah.
So I could see that. Overall, though, it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a good 7 at least. Like as long as you're okay with the
With just some truly dark subject matter.
dark stuff, the acting was really pretty good in it. It's more of a little bit of a slow burn compared to some movies, but it's only an hour and a half movie. So
When they tell me slow burn ride, I tell them lock. LOCKE. If you can sit through that movie, you can sit through any movie.
So yeah,
if you can sit through that movie and be interested, you can sit through any movie. I promise you. Locke was Tom Hardy. You know, Venom.
yes,
The entire movie, except for the very beginning, is all in his car. That's it.
oh good God,
That's it.
I can't do
And he's
that.
having phone conversations with a bunch of people because something went down. He's at a construction site with his wife, some woman that he got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just constant phone calls with various people.
Yeah.
That was it. And I was in like euphoria. Because I could not stop watching the movie. I was like, it was one of those movies where like nothing else mattered while you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
Because it was so compelling and I was so drawn in. And this Tom Hardy, man, can act with a plastic bag. And so so when people say it's slow, like you gotta be careful, it's a slow burn. I'm like, believe me, I know what a slow burn is.
Well, like I said, it's for me. It's not a Jackie Chan movie, like,
Jackie Chan.
and it's not like a normal Robin Williams movie. Like,
Yeah, I'm not screaming out, dude. You better push that shit down some more.
I mean, it's not Mrs. Doubtfire. It's not that kind of a comedy. So it's not the
His mental state sure changed from Mrs. Doubtfire to this.
yeah.
He was doing a lot more darker movies as he got older.
That's why I said
He was like kind of like a bad guy in one of them, wasn't he? Like taking pictures of people and murdering women.
I think there was a movie like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think he was drawing a lot more on his personal emotions in this movie than
wild.
yeah. It wasn't just putting on that front.
Yeah, or acting,
Yeah.
just a fountain of reality somewhere.
Yeah. But like I said, overall, I'd probably give it about a 7. Damn.
If I can see Robin Williams' dick, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Well,
I'll watch it. Well, what minute does it cut his dick whip out?
very end.
Well, 59 minutes in.
Well, it's an hour and 30
If I've seen Tommy Chong's dick, I might as well see Robin Williams as well.
But anything else to add?
Was it circumcised?
It didn't show all that. This is a little more silhouetted than that.
Damn. If you're gonna go full dong, at least go full dong. Who went full dong where you were like, God dang? Let me think. Who's gone full dong where you were like, God dang? That came out of nowhere. There was a full dong scene in that Sacha Baron Cohen movie. Bruno. Man, that was just a dick swinging in that movie out of nowhere. It's funny how straight I am and how much I think about penis.
It's a conundrum that I'm still trying to figure out.
Like, I guess because I'm just comfortable. I like women, and I would probably never hook up with a man or even a woman with a penis because I don't want to play with another person's penis regardless. But I don't mind talking about penis. It's like, yeah, whip it out. Let me see. I don't care. If I become a movie star, you guaranteed I'll go full dong.
And that's just walking on stage with nobody else.
Be a rated PG movie, whipping out full dong. Like, this is Toy Story 5, sir. What are you doing? You won't even be in the movie. My dong will be.
Oh god. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it though. It's not bad. If you like Robin Williams in general,
Yeah.
it's a decent movie.
I loved him in Hello Vietnam. Was that what it's called? That Vietnam movie?
I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but where he's like, "Good morning, Vietnam."
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I watch movies for my storytelling, writing reservoir. So I get ideas, like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me, if I can rework it to, instead of not steal their ideas, but you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I see how they've done it and see how I would do it. I don't go in there for nudity. Unless it's like something like one of my favorite nude scenes of all time. You want to know what it is? Hot Tub Time Machine. If you know the scene with the bathtub, you know exactly what I mean. Just so wet and just she just got, you know.
And with that, we will see you guys on the next one.
She just had some titties.
Bye.